tonight, I'd guess something in your body has been running hot. That tight chest, heart won't settle feeling, the one where your nervous system decided there was danger and forgot to check whether that was actually true. I know that place. And I want you to know, you don't have to fix anything right now. You don't have to solve it, understand it, or make it make sense. You just have to be here, on this deep sofa, under a tin roof, with warm rain, doing what rain does. Nowhere to be, nothing to outrun. Tonight, we're going to let your body remember something it already knows. How to switch from drive to park. How to let the engine idle and then go quiet. Not because you force it, because there's genuinely, honestly, nowhere left to drive. So settle in, let the cushions have your weight, and let's just begin. Do not listen while driving or operating machinery. If you have a medical or psychological condition, please consult a medical professional before listening. This session will be best enjoyed with headphones in a safe, comfortable place where you won't be disturbed. Now take a breath and let yourself settle into this journey. So here's what's happening right now. You're lying somewhere safe, or sitting. Doesn't matter. What matters is that the rain is steady on the roof above you, and it isn't going to stop. It's just going to keep going. And something about that, the way it doesn't need you to do anything about it, is already starting to change the rhythm in your chest. You might notice your breathing wants to slow down. You don't have to make it, just notice if it does. And your hands, wherever they are, you can let them be heavy, heavier than you think they need to be, like they've decided, all on their own, that there's nothing left to grip, nothing to hold on to. The sofa is deep, and it has you completely. The rain is warm and constant, and you're just here, not going anywhere, not needing to, already beginning to settle. Now I want you to imagine something simple. You've been driving for a long time, hours maybe, and you've just pulled into somewhere quiet, a covered veranda, a place where the rain meets the roof and turns into music. And you reach down and you shift into park. Feel that, the way the whole vehicle settles when it's no longer pulling forward, that slight drop, that release in the mechanism. Your body knows this feeling. It knows the difference between moving and stopped, between ready and done. And the engine is still running, but only just. A low idle. And even that is starting to fade. Because you've turned the key. Because your hands have come off the wheel. Because somewhere deep in the machinery of you, the signal has gone out. We're here. We've arrived. There is nowhere else to go. And I wonder whether you've already begun to notice the way a certain heaviness has started to arrive, not the kind you fight, the kind you welcome, the kind that tells you something important has changed, because Because there's a knowing, isn't there, that comes when the body understands it's safe. A knowing that doesn't need words, that doesn't need you to decide anything, that simply settles into the bones of you like rain into warm ground. And perhaps you're already aware that the more you hear this voice, the less it matters what the words mean, and the more it matters what they do. And what they do right now is carry you the way the sofa carries you, the way the rain carries itself, without effort, without thought, without anywhere it needs to be. And you can let that be enough. You can let that be everything. Interesting thing about a body that has already begun to let go is that it doesn't need to decide when the letting go becomes the having let go, because somewhere between the intention and the understanding, the shift has already happened, hasn't it? The way an engine you forgot was running suddenly isn't, and you notice the silence more than you ever notice the sound, and that noticing is itself a kind of sinking, a kind of permission that the body has been waiting to receive, perhaps for longer than you realize, because the rain on the tin above you has been saying something all along, something your mind is only now slow enough to hear in this heaviness that has nothing to do with effort and everything to do with the absence of it. Because a body that understands it's safe has already forgotten what it was holding, hasn't it? And the forgetting is the gift, the way your hands grow heavier now, without anyone asking them to, without any instruction other than the understanding that every muscle that releases is a muscle that was never yours to carry, and rest deeply. The way something in you already knows how, the way you knew before the knowing had a name, because the rain understands each breath falling that the mind has spent so further trying to unlearn, into the kind of heaviness that isn't without hesitation, without wondering whether it's the need to rise or the right moment. And there's a recognition in that, isn't there? A kind of knowing that settling was never something you had to earn, that the veranda has been holding you the way the ground holds the rain, without conditions, without keeping count, and the warmth that wraps around your shoulders now has always been available, the way permission was always available, waiting only for the moment your attention turned toward the possibility that everything required was already here. That's not a wish. That's a recognition of something that was already true before you heard it, the way the handbrake was already pulled before your mind caught up with what your body had decided, because your body decided before you did, the way bodies always do, and the sofa beneath you has accepted all of your weight, every last fraction of it, and you have accepted the sofa's acceptance, and there is nothing left to negotiate, nothing left to arrange, just this still and heavy agreement between a body that has stopped and a world that was never asking it to go anywhere, and the rain keeps arriving, and you keep not needing to listen to it, and that not needing is the deepest kind of listening there is. And I wonder whether you've noticed yet that the warmth has a direction, the way it moves from the surface inward, the way the air on the veranda holds a particular kind of heat that doesn't demand anything of the skin but simply rests against it, the way one sleeping thing rests against another. And whether you notice it now or noticed it some time ago matters less than the fact of the noticing itself, because the noticing means something has changed in the way your attention moves, or rather in the way it has stopped moving and settled into this single, warm, unhurried point, this place where the rain is just sound and the sound is just texture, and the texture is just another way of understanding that everything that needed to happen now has already happened, and the rest is just the body catching up with what the silence already knew. Sink further now, because the surface beneath you has already learned the shape of your resting, the way fabric learns the shape of a body that has given up the need to be anywhere else, and your breathing has found its own rhythm, hasn't it? A rhythm that no one chose, a rhythm that chose you, and let that rhythm carry you. The way the current beneath a still surface carries everything without disturbing anything, and the part of you that once monitored where the rest was happening can stop monitoring now, because the monitoring knows the last engine run forgot, and even something about surfaces that accept without asking question, the last light in the veranda accepts the rain without flinching, without counting, because everyone inside. There's a generosity in that kind of acceptance, isn't there? A willingness to hold whatever arrives for as long as it needs to be held, and the warmth between your skin and the fabric has become its own thing now, neither yours nor the sofa's, but something created between the two, the way sleep is created between the body and the dark, not belonging to either but arising from the meeting. And that meeting has been happening since before you were aware of it, the way the most important things always begin before awareness catches up, gently, without announcement, without the need for anyone to say now. Already here, already held by this warm, rain-wrapped stillness that asks nothing of you, and that's not something you need to believe. It's something your body has already demonstrated by the way it lies, by the weight in your hands, by the slowness of your breath. And you can trust that demonstration more than any thought, because the body doesn't argue with itself the way the mind does. The body simply arrives at rest, the way rain arrives at the ground. And you have arrived, haven't you, at this place where there is nowhere to be and nothing to become, and the only movement left is the movement of sinking deeper into the understanding that you were always allowed to stop. Stop completely now, because the part of you that needed to keep watch has realized there's nothing left to watch for, hasn't it? And that realization is itself the final release. The guard falling asleep at a gate that no longer needs guarding, and let everything go still, the way a lake goes still when the wind forgets to blow, when even the memory of disturbance dissolves into the kind of smoothness that reflects nothing, because there is nothing left that needs reflecting, because the veranda has a particular quality at this moment now. The quality of a place that has stopped expecting its surface, where the only thing that exists now only for the rain and for the move so slowly it might as well be freedom in being in a place that expects nothing, the way there's a freedom in a road that leads nowhere in particular, and the tin roof above you has been keeping time with something older than clocks, something that counts in drops rather than seconds. And each drop is permission, and each permission lands without needing to be caught, and the warmth around you has thickened into something closer to weight, closer to the kind of darkness that holds rather than hides, the kind that says there is nothing beyond this moment that requires your attention. Nothing knows how to do this. Someone who has already shifted into park, already felt the engine go silent, already pulled the handbrake and heard it click into place. And the click was the last sound that mattered, wasn't it? Because after the click there is only the rain, and after the rain there is only the warmth, and after the warmth there is only this vast, quiet, settling that has no bottom and no edges and no need for edges. And you are inside it now the way you are inside your own breathing, not watching it but being it, not understanding it but being understood by it. And the knowing that you are safe has become so ordinary, so woven into the fabric of this moment, that it no longer feels like a thought at all. It feels like temperature, like the warmth of the air on skin that has finally stopped waiting for anything other than this. You now is not a weight you carry, it is a weight that lets you down gently, the way gravity has always been a kindness you forgot to notice, and you can begin to wonder, can you not, how long your shoulders have been releasing before you became aware that the releasing had already happened, because the body does not wait for permission to become heavy, it simply sinks. The way warmth sinks through cloth, through skin, through the quiet architecture of muscle that has been bracing and gripping and waiting, and now discovers it was never required to hold anything at all. And isn't it curious how the heaviness feels like relief? How the pressing down feels, and the rain on the tin is doing something you have always understood, itself without needing to be told. The body offers to the drop, adding its small weight to the night, and the accumulated weight of 1,000 drops becoming a blanket of sound, the knowing settling into your wrists, your palms still, your fingers that uncurl now, the way a fist uncurls when the dreaming begins. The rain decides, because a fist is only a hand that forgot it gathering in your legs now. Open, a pleasant density that someone might call tiredness, but which is really just the body remembering what it means to be held by something larger than intention, held by the sofa, by the cushions that accept the shape of edges, less defined, the way a coastline looks from a great height, still recognizably itself, but blurred into something gentler. And the blurring is not a loss, it is a deepening. The same way the rain blurs the garden into impressions of green and dark and wet. And you are here inside the blur now, inside the sound, inside the heaviness that has no edges and no urgency and no need to resolve itself into anything other than this slow settling that the body has been a gift. Someone whose body is already heavier than it was a moment ago, already deeper in the cushions, already accepting the gentle mathematics of gravity that adds and never subtracts, and every addition is a subtraction of effort. Every gram of heaviness, 1 gram less of holding on, and isn't that the simplest equation the body knows, that sinking and safety are the same words spoken in different languages, and your body speaks both, has always spoken both, is speaking them now in the dialect of warm, heavy limbs that have forgotten they were ever asked to move. That you notice now, or perhaps noticed some time ago without marking the moment, is a warmth that has its own intelligence, its own way of finding the places that need it most, the tight places, the held places, the places where the day stored itself in small knots of tension that are already beginning to loosen. And you can allow yourself to wonder whether the loosening causes the warmth, or the warmth causes the loosening, and the wondering itself is a kind of dissolving, because the mind that wonders is not the mind that grips, is it? And you have been gripping for so long that the absence of gripping feels like a new sensation, a warmth spreading through the palms that might be the blood remembering its original pace, the pace it keeps when no one is watching, when no one is measuring, when the only clock is the steady percussion of rain on tin that counts nothing, and beneath the tin roof the air has that quality it only has when rain is falling, the way your heartbeat of being washed from the inside without being supervised, almost liquid itself, that knows it breathes so well, and notice that each breath carries a temperature that is neither warm itself a permission to exactly drift right further from water from a deep well is exactly the temperature of rest that held it. Temperature is, and you are held like that, but a feeling, aren't you? And the feeling held at the exact temperature of comfort. And the comfort has a texture, a thickness, like the air before sleep when everything becomes slightly golden, slightly slow. And you can feel how the warmth has reached places you didn't know were cold. The small muscles behind your eyes, the hinges of your jaw, the place at the base of your skull where vigilance lives and where vigilance is now. Standing down, because there is nothing on this veranda that requires watching, nothing in the sound of the rain that requires interpretation, and the mind that interprets is already growing quiet, already finding that the warmth makes thinking optional, makes analyzing unnecessary, makes the whole elaborate machinery of alertness seem like something that belongs to another time, a daytime concern that has no purchase here in this body understands as a language, someone who is already warm in the places that matter, translation happened without your help, didn't it? The way all the most important translations do, and you can trust the warmth, the way you trust the rain to keep falling, which is to say, completely, without needing to check. A softness against your skin that you may have been aware of for some time without naming it. The fabric of the cushion, the give of the upholstery, the way the sofa has learned your shape and is now teaching your shape back to you. And the teaching is a kind of surrender, because to be held in your own shape is to stop trying to be any other shape. And you can feel how the breath has changed, can't you? How it has become something the body does rather than something you do. And the distinction matters. The distinction between doing and allowing is the distance between waking and sleep. And that distance is shrinking now, shrinking with every exhale that takes a little longer than the last. And you may not have noticed that the exhales are longer, or you may have noticed and let the noticing pass through you, the way the rain passes through. And the rain has its own texture now, doesn't it? Not just a sound, not but a feeling in the air, a soft percussion the skin receives as well as the ears when it finally understands the rhythm of the rain. Nothing is required, nothing at all, and the understanding settles like dust in a room where the way two streams find each other in a valley, like said not by effort, but by the simple fact of flowing downward. And everything flows downward now, before the rain from the sky to the roof, mattering to the guttering to the garden, the warmth from the surface of you to the center of you, the attention from the busy corridors of thought down into the quiet basement where the body keeps its oldest knowledge. And the oldest knowledge is this, that rest is not the absence of something, but the presence of something, the presence of trust, of weight, of the particular stillness that arrives when the engine has been off long enough for the metal to cool, for the ticking to stop, for the silence after the ticking to become its own kind of sound. And you are in that silence now, the after silence, the deep silence that the rain decorates but does not disturb, and your breathing decorates it too. Each breath a small ornament hung on the long wire of rest, and the wire holds everything, has always held everything, will continue to hold everything long after you have, who is already still, someone whose breathing has become the softest thing in the room, softer than the cushions, softer than the rain, softer than the space between one thought and the next, and that space is widening. Now, isn't it? Widening the way a river widens before it reaches the sea, and you are near to the sea now, near to the vast, still, holding dark, and the dark is not empty, it is full of rest, full of the quiet that your body has been driving towards all this time, the handbrake pulled, the engine cool, the rain on the tin, the only clock, and the clock measures nothing, counts nothing, asks nothing of you at all. And the thoughts that remain are becoming smaller, aren't they? Smaller and rounder, like pebbles worn smooth by water, too smooth to grip, too small to carry, and they roll into the soft dark, where things go when they stop being needed, and you do not follow them because following requires a direction, and direction requires a choice, and choice is something that belongs to the other side of this, the side where the engine was running, where the hands were on the wheel, and your hands are open now, open and warm and heavy and still. And the stillness is not something you are doing, it is something you have become. It's interesting, isn't it? The way a body that has already begun to understand what it means to let everything down can discover that weight itself becomes a kind of permission, because you know, don't you, that when something heavy enough finally settles, the question of whether to hold on simply answers itself, and your arms have already forgotten the effort they were making, haven't they? And the hands that were holding whatever they were holding have opened without being asked. And I wonder whether you've noticed yet that the heaviness in your chest is not the heaviness of burden, but the heaviness of arrival, the particular gravity that belongs to a body that has stopped pretending it needs to be anywhere other than exactly here. And each breath you take now draws that weight deeper, doesn't it? As though the air itself carries already begun to notice how the particular quality of heaviness something that belongs to this lowest part is of not something being done to you, stays something being, and you can feel it by a body that's always the way the sofa holds you differently now, and simply needed because it has changed of quiet, because you wish to allow it, and the covered veranda and the warm and the rain on the tin and the nowhere discounting something for have become a single thing now. Each drop a single permission that wraps around. You don't have to name that you understand, sinking only in the way that only feels safe when the surface beneath you is this soft and this certain, and every muscle that releases adds its weight to the whole, doesn't it? The way water joins water, and the knowing that you are held becomes indistinguishable from the feeling of being held, and the engine metaphor you might have carried here has dissolved into something truer now, because there is no engine, there is only this, the animal fact of a body growing heavier, because heavier is where it belongs. And the rain understands this, doesn't it? Each drop surrendering to the gravity it was always going to surrender to. And the sound of that surrender on the tin above you is so familiar, as though you've been listening to it for years, as though it has always been here, waiting for you to allow to be this heavy. Hear it. That is simply what is true now. The weight is yours, and the rest is yours, and the rain keeps counting, and you have stopped counting. And that is exactly as it should be, because a body in park doesn't count, does it? It just stays. First, the way your spine has softened, or the way the space behind your eyes has widened into something darker and more restful. But either way, the direction is the same, isn't it? And the direction is cold, the way everything that is allowed to follow its own nature moves toward stillness. And the muscles along the back of your neck have already made a decision, haven't they? A decision you didn't need to be consulted about, because your body knows, doesn't it, that the deepest kind of safety is the kind where you don't have to decide anything at all. And perhaps there's a warmth. And the interesting thing about the moving down your chest outward is that you don't have to do the moving, the kind of warmth, because the heavy things guess what happens when they've been still stop long enough. And the body understands this. Trust that language only circles around. The way you trust the sound of the rain circles, which is to say what it completely without thinking, which is that everything eventually finds its way. Why it comforts to the place where each exhale takes you further into older, and you already know that further is where you want to. And you may have noticed that the panic, if there was panic, has become something you can only remember in the way you remember weather from last week, distant and factual and irrelevant to the warmth of where you are now. And the sofa has become less a piece of furniture and more a fact of gravity, something so completely beneath you that the question of support has dissolved, and the darkness behind your closed eyes is not empty, is it? It's full of the particular nothing that the body needs in order to let go of everything. And every sound the rain makes is a sound your nervous system already knows how to answer, with softness, with depth, with the quiet animal certainty that you are exactly where you need to be, and that where you need to be is going deeper still, not because you were told to, because deeper is where your body has been trying to take you all along, and now there is nothing in the way. The handbrake is pulled, the engine is silent, and you are here, heavier than you were a moment ago, and that is good. At a certain depth, and you may have already reached it, or you may be reaching it now, the edges of things begin to soften, don't they? The edge between your body and the cushion beneath you, the edge between the sound of rain and the sound of your own breathing, the edge between thinking and not thinking. And it's curious, isn't it? How the dissolving of edges doesn't feel like losing something, but like gaining a kind of wholeness that was always there beneath the separations. And your hands, wherever they are, have become so heavy and so warm that they barely feel like hands anymore, do they? They feel like warmth itself, resting on warmth. And the boundary between the air and your skin has become vague, and perhaps what's happening the boundaries become vague, the very idea of an edge has become something your mind no longer needs to maintain where you end, because maintaining edges requires a kind of vigilance, doesn't it? And vigilance is what you've been, and that's all it needs to be. This whole time rain has stopped being individual drops, has breath by breath. It has become what remains is not continuous, but its opposite, sound, which doesn't have a name, that holds everything together. Or if it does, sleep holds everything together. The name is something like without effort, trust, without edges, or something without separation, or something so simple it can only be felt and never quite spoken. And the warmth that has gathered in your limbs now is a warmth without boundary, a warmth that belongs to the whole of you and to the veranda and to the rain and to the particular quality of darkness that exists when someone has stopped looking for the light, not because the light isn't there, but because the darkness itself has become enough. And you are enough, aren't you? Exactly as you are, exactly this heavy, exactly this still, exactly this dissolved into the kind of peace that doesn't require understanding, only the willingness to stop asking whether you deserve it, because of course you do, because here you are, and the rain is still falling, and the weight is still in pieces, not scattered, not braced against anything, whole the way the rain is whole the way the dark is whole, and the weight of that wholeness is the sweetest thing you've felt in a long time, and you can keep it. And the words are fewer now, aren't they? Fewer and further apart, like the last drops of rain before the storm finishes, and each one lands somewhere soft and stays, and you are soft, and you are staying, and the engine has been quiet for so long now that you've forgotten there ever was an engine, and that forgetting is perfect, because what replaces it is only this, the sound of rain, the weight of you, the deep, safe, ordinary miracle of a body that has finally stopped. It's interesting, isn't it? How the body already knows how to be this still, how long it has known, how every muscle that once held you upright has let go, and letting go is just another way of saying, you trust this, you trust the weight, you trust the dark behind your eyes and the slower breath, and the way the rain has become something you feel rather than hear, because hearing requires a kind of attention that you've already noticed, or it may be that the noticing happens later, releasing the way a person can walk through a garden and only smell the jasmine after was always going to happen, that the sofa has stopped being a sofa and become simply the place where your body ends and something warmer begins, and the tin roof has stopped being a roof and become simply the sound of everything being taken care of, and you are someone who can be taken care of, who has perhaps always been someone who could be taken care of, and that knowing, the deep, settled knowing of that, is older than the worry, older than the waking, older than any of the things that want to make the engine the breath, and you are someone who can be taken care of, and the knowing of that is older than the worry, older than any engine that ever ran. Sense, even now, even in this deep, quiet place, that something has changed, or perhaps not changed, but returned, because are someone who sleeps. You have always been someone who sleeps. And the forgetting of that was temporary. A kind of weather that passes, and what remains when the weather passes is the land itself, is you, yourself, heavy and real and here, and in the simplest possible version of here, how a person can discover just a body like this in the kind of silence that only comes after the place that is safe for a long time, that they were never really the engine that holds, that you're always the stillness underneath the warm ground the machine was parked on, and the anxiety, all of it, was just the engine idling. An engine stop, they always stop, and what's left is what was always there, which is you, someone who rests, someone who has earned this heaviness, this beautiful, ordinary heaviness of a body that has nowhere to go and nothing to solve and no reason at all to be anything other than always the stillness underneath, and the engine has stopped, and what's left is you, someone who rests, someone who has earned this heaviness, this beautiful, ordinary heaviness. Are almost gone now, and that's right, because where you're going, words don't follow, and you already know the way. You have always known the way. The body remembers how to fall, and falling is just another word for letting the ground, and perhaps you're already there, and the ground perhaps you're almost there, and the difference between those two things is so small now, so impossibly small, that it doesn't matter, because mattering is something that belongs to the daytime. And this is not the daytime. This is the deep, warm after, and in the after there is nothing to figure out, nothing to hold, nothing to be, and you already know the way, and you're already there, or almost, and the difference doesn't matter. This is the after, and in the after there is nothing to be except this. And you, safe, and the handbrake pulled, and nowhere at all to go, and sleep, heavy, knows where to find you, warm. It always, and someone who sleeps has always been someone who sleeps, and now is no different. Now you remember, and remembering is enough. And somewhere in this stillness, your left hand remembers the feeling of warm cotton draped across it, not placed there by anyone, just arriving. The way comfort arrives when you finally stop reaching for it. Each thread, softer than the last. Each fibre, dissolving the memory of grip, of fists, of holding on. Your fingers have forgotten what they were clutching, and that forgetting is the kindest thing. Your body and your right hand rests on something impossibly soft, the arm of this sofa, worn smooth by years of people, as if the rain itself, just like you, choosing this exact spot to finally stop. The leather or the linen, you can't surface beneath you. It feels like an extension of your own skin. Your right wrist, heavy now, pulse slow, has found the groove where it belongs, and your fingers, uncurled, loose, are making no decisions. They are just resting shapes, warm shapes, shapes that have forgotten urgency, open, entirely, soft and warm. You are someone who can be touched by gentleness and not flinch. That is who you are right now. Someone the rain is singing to, someone the sofa is holding without effort, not because you earned it, but because rest was always yours. The engine, quiet, the gears, neutral, the handbrake, pulled so long ago now, you can't remember the sound it made, just the silence after. Leg has stopped belonging to motion. It remembers walking, vaguely, the way you remember a city you visited once as a child. There were steps, there were sidewalks, there was rushing, but that was another body, another version of you, who needed to be somewhere. This version, this one sinking deeper into the cushion, has nowhere to walk to. The muscles along your left thigh are releasing a tension they carried for so long. It had started to feel like bone, but it wasn't bone. It was just waiting. Your right leg, and now the waiting is over. That surrender. The rain taps the tin right hip. That joint that carries so much of your left ankle momentum through the world slightly has gone soft, outward. It's not holding you upright. It's not bracing for a step. It is simply that means a warm hinge, absolutely at rest. Nothing quadricep on your right thigh. Ever again, faithful muscle has finally been told, you can stop now. And it believed you. Maybe for the first time, it believed you. Your right calf, heavy against the cushion, feels the heat of your own blood pooling gently in all the places that used to be taut. The arch of your right foot releases, and you feel it in your chest somehow, as if your foot and your heart were connected by a thread that just went slack. Beautifully warm, done with distance. You are not going anywhere, and that is not a limitation. That is the deepest freedom you have felt in weeks. The vehicle of your body in park, engine cooling, metal ticking softly in the night air, the way a car ticks after a long drive. When you finally arrived, and you sit for a moment, just breathing, before you even open the door. Except now, you never need to open the door. You can stay right here, listening to the rain, feeling the warmth, being no one, going nowhere, and calling it exactly enough. Through the left side of your chest now, slow as honey tilting in a jar. It starts behind your ribs, somewhere near the memory of your last deep breath, and it spreads outward toward your shoulder, downward toward your hip. Not heat, not fever, just the temperature of being safe, the exact degree at which your nervous system puts down its clipboard and closes its eyes. Your left lung fills, and the air inside it is the same temperature as the rain outside, warm, heavy, carrying the scent of wet earth and green leaves, and the particular side of your chest answers of a night that asks nothing of you. Slow warmth, you exhale from somewhere beneath your side collar body, spreading down through the ribs like sunlight moving across a wall in late afternoon. Your right lung draws air, vast, and it feels thicker now, rained upon, richer, as if the oxygen itself had been steeped in calm. The muscles between your ribs on the right side, the intercostals, those quiet workers who have been expanding and contracting all day without thanks, finally feel noticed, and in being noticed, they soften. Your right shoulder settles, half an inch, maybe less, but you feel it like a door closing gently in a distant room. Something has been secured. Something has been put away for the night. The rain agrees, tapping its steady confirmation on the tin above, rising and falling without instruction. You are someone whose body breathes itself to sleep. You don't need to manage this. You don't need to supervise the inhale or approve the exhale. The engine is off. The dashboard is dark. Every warning light extinguished. There is only this warmth, this motion, this rain, and you, parked so deeply in rest that even your dreams will be slow now. Even your dreams will they have nowhere to rush to. The sofa accepts another inch of you. You didn't know you had another inch to give, but you did. There is always one more layer of holding that you can release, one more brace you didn't know you'd set, and as it lets go, you feel the cushion reshape itself around you, as if it had been waiting all evening for exactly this version of your weight. This final, honest, unguarded wait. The rain continues, the veranda holds, the tin roof sings its one low note, and you are so deep in this rest now that the word sleep doesn't even apply. This is something older than sleep, something the body remembers from before it learned to be afraid. You're in it now. You're it. Heavy. Held. Home. Somewhere in the left side of your body, a texture begins to change. The muscles there, which were holding tight like clenched fabric, begin to soften into something else entirely, like rough canvas, slowly becoming silk, every fiber letting go of its grip. Your left shoulder, your left arm, your left hand, all of it smoothing out, as though someone is running a warm iron across crumpled cloth, and the wrinkles just dissolve. And there's nothing to hide follows now. Nothing that to same softening moving the texture of you. Your right shoulder releasing its weave is becoming so threads loosening one so soft. Your right arm, the tension can't find a surface to cling to the cushion, becoming something without edges, like worn cotton that has been washed 1,000 times until it holds no resistance at all. Your right hand, your right muscles along your right side, all smoothing, all becoming that same impossible softness. The texture of tension is being replaced by something you can barely feel because it asks nothing of you. Smooth, warm, the same softness. Completely. You are not holding anything. You are the thing that has been set down, a folded blanket on a quiet shelf, still and soft, and exactly where you belong. Notice the temperature along your left side now. Not cold, never cold, but a perfect warmth that is slowly deepening, like stepping into a bath that is exactly right. Your left leg feels it first, that spreading heat moving down through the thigh, past the knee, into the calf and the ankle and the sole of your foot. Warm rain is still falling on the tin roof above you, and somehow that warmth is moving through the metal, through the air, through the cushions beneath you, and into the left side of your body. The engine that was running hot with worry, and the right side of your perfect body meets that same warmth. Not cold. Now, your right leg just sinking deeper into the sofa feels that gentle heat arrive like something it was waiting for. Down through your right thigh, a soft hollow behind your right enough knee, to let everything go. Your right calf growing heavy and warm. Your right foot resting against the cushion, perfectly still. The rain keeps falling and the warmth keeps spreading, and there is no difference anymore between the heat of your body and the heat of the air around you. You have become the same temperature as this place, the same temperature as rest itself. No boundary between you and the warm, dark evening. The engine cooling, the metal ticking gently as it settles, everything arriving at the temperature of sleep. You are not a body managing its temperature. You are warmth itself, resting inside warmth. The rain is warm, the air is warm. You are warm. There is no edge where you end and comfort begins. You simply the comfort now. Soften now, the sounds arriving on that side, the rain, a distant rustle of leaves. They are growing quieter, not because the world is getting silent, but because your listening is becoming so relaxed. The sounds simply pass through you without landing. Your left ear hears the tin roof singing its low song and lets it go. Hears a drop fall from the gutter and lets it go. Every sound on the left is becoming a lullaby. You do not need to follow, and your right ear not tracking anything, letting go of its attention, not waiting for anything. The rain arriving on that sounds on this side, the faint creak of the veranda, texture in the dark, the hush of warm wind through the garden, meaningless. All of it becoming beautiful, distant, not like a conversation, just unimportant that has nothing to do. Your right ear is no longer a sentry. It is no longer scanning for danger or meaning. It is simply open, receiving without reacting. Every sound on the right dissolves the moment it arrives, like rain hitting warm stone and vanishing into mist. You do not need to listen. You do not need to understand. The world on this side is whispering, and you are allowed to ignore every word. Let the sounds be wallpaper. Let them be nothing. Let Let your right ear rest as deeply as the rest. You are not someone who listens. You are the silence between the raindrops. You are the pause between one breath and the next. The handbrake is pulled, the engine is off, and the only sound left is the sound of you resting. The sofa holds you completely now. You have sunk so far into it that there is no separation between your body and the cushions. You are not lying on something. You are lying in something, cradled, surrounded. The veranda roof keeps the rain above you and the warmth below you, and you are suspended between them, perfectly still, perfectly safe. The car is parked, the keys are on the table, the headlights are dark. There is nowhere to drive, nowhere to be, nothing to do but sink one more inch into the deepest rest you have felt in a long time. And you do, you sink, and it holds you, and the rain keeps falling, and you keep dissolving into sleep. Sleep now, soft and warm and held. The rain will keep falling. You don't need to hear it. You are already there. Rain on tin. Nowhere to go, and sleep knows where to find you, heavy and warm and someone who sleeps. Now you remember, and remembering is enough. The roof, and the roof holds the air, and the air holds you, and you are held all the way down. Sleep.